We all dream of a life that feels truly fulfilled, a life where success comes naturally, where we are content, empowered, and in control. But the truth is, most people don't ever reach that place. Most people live in a constant state of dissatisfaction, struggling to move forward, pulled by the weight of uncertainty, fear, and failure. And the saddest part? Many of them don't even know why they feel stuck. What if I told you that the secret to changing your life is simpler than you think? What if all you had to do was make one key decision, take one crucial step, and from there, everything else would fall into place? It's not about luck. It's not about waiting for the right time or for things to magically change. It's about a choice. The decision to stop waiting for the world to align for you and to start taking control of your own destiny. Napoleon Hill once said, "What the mind of man can conceive and believe it can achieve." This is the first principle you need to understand. It all starts in your mind. If you want to change your life, you need to change how you think. How often do we get lost in self-doubt? How often do we convince ourselves that we are not enough, that the world is too difficult, that success is reserved for others? The problem lies in how we think about ourselves, our dreams, and our abilities. What you believe is what you become. But here's the breakthrough. You have the power to reshape your reality, starting today, just by changing the way you think. It's not some far-off dream. It's something you can tap into right now. Start by understanding this. There are no limits, except the ones you impose on yourself. You're only as limited as your thoughts. If you believe you can't do something, if you think you're not good enough, then you won't be. But if you flip the script, if you begin to believe in yourself and your potential, the possibilities are endless. Your belief in yourself is the foundation for everything that follows. So how do you do this? How do you unlock your potential and change your life? The first step is to make a decision. Make the decision to commit to your own success. It's that simple. Stop waiting for permission. Stop hoping for the perfect moment. Stop living in fear of failure. Napoleon Hill also said, "A goal is a dream with a deadline." If you want to change your life, you need to set a clear goal and take action towards it, no matter how small the first step may seem. You see, the act of making a decision is incredibly powerful. It's a declaration to the universe that you are no longer a passive participant in your life. You're ready to take control. You are no longer waiting for the stars to align. You are aligning your actions with your intention. When you make this decision, you begin to shift your energy. You stop asking for permission to be successful, to be happy, to be powerful. You stop doubting yourself. You stop looking for validation from others, and you start looking inward, trusting that you have everything you need to succeed. The second step is commitment. Once you make a decision, you must commit to seeing it through. Commitment is the secret sauce to success. It's not enough to make a decision and expect things to magically happen. You need to show up every day. You need to put in the work, even when it feels hard, even when things don't go as planned. Commitment means refusing to give up. There will be obstacles along the way. There will be times when it feels like you're not moving forward, when you question whether it's worth it. But commitment means you keep going, no matter what. You make the decision to push through the tough times because you know that each challenge is shaping you into the person you need to be. Success is not about avoiding failure. Success is about embracing failure as part of the process. Napoleon Hill understood this deeply. He said, "Every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit." Failure is not something to be feared. It's something to learn from, to grow from, and to use as a stepping stone to something better. And that brings us to the third step, resilience. Resilience is the ability to keep going when everything seems to be falling apart. It's the willingness to get back up when you've been knocked down. Resilience is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. Without resilience, the smallest obstacle can stop you in your tracks. But with resilience, you understand that every setback is temporary. Every failure is an opportunity for growth, and nothing, absolutely nothing, can stand in your way for long. In the process of transforming your life, there will be times when you question everything. There will be times when you feel like giving up. But if you stay committed, if you keep that fire of belief burning inside you, you will persevere. And this is where the true magic happens. The life you're dreaming of is already inside of you. All you need to do is unlock it. The tools, the strength, the wisdom, it's all within your reach. You don't need to wait for anyone's approval, and you don't need to wait for things to change on their own. You have the power to change your life now, in this very moment. Once you begin to shift your mindset, once you begin to understand that everything you've been searching for has always been inside you, something incredible starts to happen. Your life will begin to change, not because of external circumstances, but because of what's happening within you. The world outside will still be the same, but your perception will be different. And that change in perception is everything. Think about it. We've all heard the saying, "You are what you think." It's a phrase that sounds simple, but its power is often underestimated. If you believe in your limitations, you will be limited. But if you believe in your potential, you will be unstoppable. This is not some motivational fluff. This is the foundation of success. What you think about yourself, what you believe about your potential, will ultimately determine your reality. That's why it's so important to feed your mind with positive, empowering thoughts. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions determine your outcomes. It's a simple formula, but it's one that can be hard to grasp if you're surrounded by negativity, self-doubt, or fear. So how do you start changing this? How do you begin this journey? The first step is to get clear about what you want. You need to have a vision. Without a vision, you'll be walking aimlessly through life, bouncing from one distraction to the next, never truly making progress. A clear vision of your goals is the fuel that will drive you forward, even when things get tough. Now, don't confuse a vision with a dream. A dream is something you wish for. A vision is something you make happen. It's something you build every day with your actions, your dedication, and your belief in your ability to achieve it. A vision is a goal that is tied to a deeper purpose, a reason for why you want to make it happen. It's not just about success for the sake of success. It's about creating a life that aligns with your values and brings meaning to everything you do. Once you've defined your vision, the next step is to take consistent action. Hill spoke about this in his work, saying, "Success comes to those who become success conscious." This is where many people falter. They have the vision, they might even have the desire, but they're not willing to take the necessary steps to make it a reality. Success is about action. You can't just think about your goals, you must move toward them every day. The key to this is consistency. You don't have to make giant leaps every day, but you must be taking consistent steps. Success doesn't come from doing everything at once. It comes from doing something every day, no matter how small it seems. It's the compounding effect of consistent action that leads to massive results. This is the difference between those who achieve their goals and those who give up. Consistency builds momentum. The more you act toward your goals, the more you'll start seeing results. And when you see those results, even if they're small at first, you'll feel the momentum pushing you forward. You'll start to believe even more in your ability to succeed, and the cycle continues. But here's where many people struggle. They give up too soon. They try for a few days, a few weeks, or even a few months, and when they don't see immediate results, they quit. This is where the power of resilience comes in. Success is a marathon, not a sprint. The road will be long, and there will be times when it feels like you're not making any progress. But that's when your resilience will be tested. Resilience is about having the mental toughness to keep going, even when it seems impossible. It's about pushing through the times when everything feels like it's working against you. Resilience is not about avoiding failure. It's about learning to keep going in spite of it. Every time you face a setback, it's an opportunity to grow. Every time you fail, it's a chance to learn. And the more you fail, the more you learn. This is why some of the most successful people in the world embrace failure. They understand that failure is simply a stepping stone to success. As you build resilience, something incredible happens. You start to trust the process. You start to realize that life isn't about getting everything right on the first try. It's about learning, evolving, and becoming better every day. This is the path to real transformation. It's not about getting it perfect. It's about getting it done and doing it consistently. And as you continue to move forward with your vision, your actions, and your resilience, you'll find that your life has changed. Not because of a magical moment, but because you made the decision to take control. You made the decision to get up, to take action, to believe in yourself, and to never give up. You found the power within you to create the life you want. This is not just a feel-good message. This is the truth about how success works. It's not about talent or luck. It's about your mindset, your belief, your actions, and your resilience. It's about understanding that you have everything within you to change your life, and that the only thing standing between where you are and where you want to be is your willingness to take that first step, and the next, and the next. The real question is, why do so many people fail to take the first step toward their goals? Why do so many people get stuck in that paralyzing cycle of doubt and inaction? The truth is, fear is one of the biggest obstacles to success. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. All these fears create an internal prison that holds you back from achieving your dreams. But here's the thing. Fear is a liar. It tells you that you can't, that you're not enough, that you'll fail. But the truth is, the only way to truly fail is to never try. The only way to lose is to give up. You don't fail when you fall. You fail when you stop getting back up. Think about it. Every successful person you admire has faced failure. Every entrepreneur, artist, athlete, and leader has experienced setbacks. But they didn't quit. They didn't let their failures define them. Instead, they used those failures as fuel to keep moving forward. This is what you need to understand. Failure is not your enemy. It's your teacher. It's the signal that you're pushing your limits, trying something new, testing your boundaries. Without failure, there's no growth. Without failure, there's no improvement. The only way to succeed is to fail and get up again and again. You may be wondering, but what if I keep failing? What if I'm just not cut out for this? The answer is simple. Keep going, keep failing, keep learning, because eventually, you will succeed. The journey isn't about being perfect or avoiding mistakes. It's about resilience, persistence, and determination. Success is not for the faint of heart. It's for the people who are willing to show up every day, even when it feels hard. It's for the ones who are not afraid to fail. It's for the ones who know that failure is simply part of the process. And here's the other thing. The more you delay taking action, the more you let fear control you. Procrastination is the enemy of progress. The longer you wait, the longer you hold yourself back from what's possible. The longer you wait, the more time you waste, the more opportunities slip through your fingers. It's time to stop waiting for the perfect moment, because it doesn't exist. The perfect moment is now. The only moment you have is this one. Every second you waste is a second lost, never to be recovered. So stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for everything to align perfectly. Start now. Start small, but start. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You only need to take the first step. Once you take that first step, the next one becomes easier. The momentum begins to build. The path will reveal itself to you as you move forward. This is how you take control of your life. You make the decision to move forward, no matter how uncertain or fearful you feel. You make the decision to act in spite of the doubts and obstacles.